Ignore those until the reviews are done. Welcome, everyone, to the Supplement Engineer channel. My name is Robert Chinetsky. I'm joined by my hyper ecstatic, lovely, gorgeous wife, Sandra. And thank you for joining us, as always, as we do on these Wednesday live Q&As. And as we've been doing the past couple of weeks, we're going to start with a few supplement reviews, give time for people to get in here, get all nice and mentally, socially lubricated, cozy, comfy, get the questions start rolling in. Sandy's already got her beverage ready. What are you drinking today?
Wait, I feel like we should get the bottle. Okay, can I go get the bottle?
Yes, you may. Well, I guess one day we're going to have to show everybody our bourbon collection because we're amassing more and more bottles as the weeks go by.
Okay, here we go. Guess I'll just leave it up.
There we go.
Okay, so this is called Hot Scotch. It's from Iron Wolf.
Our favorite local distillery.
Yeah, and Hot Scotch. I feel like the name is misleading, even though it's not because of the way it's done. But like, Hot Scotch tastes like butterscotch and has like a peppery aftertaste. So it tastes like a Werther's.
With a black pepper note.
With a black pepper note on it.
So it's bourbon infused with butterscotch and black pepper. So it's a little bit on the weaker side.
And I have a cup to go with it.
It's only 69 proof. So it's good either by itself like that as like an after dinner drink, or if you want to mix like a half and half old fashioned, which is like one shot of hot scotch, one shot of regular bourbon.
It's so good. It's like spicy.
Yeah. And
it's sweet. And I don't like it cold. I want it room temperature. Funny story. I only drank half of mine the other day.
Yeah. And
I left it out. And then I went back to drink it, and it was better the next day sitting out. So I don't know, man. I might do that with this. I don't know.
All right. We'll see what happens. All right. So before we jump into the reviews, let's say what's up to the people here. Heinz Krupps joined us for the
your roundabout?
Yeah, the round table that we did on Saturday. I think he's
Final Scoop.
Came over from TJ's Fitness Deal News channel. Listen, see, there we go. Thanks for coming. Oh, that's me. There we go. So pumped for this. I took a gram of that. Watch out. That might be a little bit too much broccoli powder. That might be a little bit too much broccoli powder. I don't know if the world can contain that much.
All right, dude. Ooh, you have a good question coming.
Chris, what's up, my man? Thank you for always joining the podcast. You and Devin have been like OG supporters of the channel, so thank you guys. Yes, Werther's. And I am an old man at heart. I love Werther's. So yeah, Bioperin is the black pepper extract. That's on all the dietary supplements.
You know what? Wait, is that what's it?
No, they just have regular black pepper. No, it's just regular black pepper. They don't list the actual
ingredients and alcohol. Robert, this is a proprietary blend. You should have an issue with this.
Well, bourbon is, most companies will tell you the mash bill, and you can probably reverse engineer it from there, but they don't know. They don't tell you how long this is.
You said something interesting about mash bill. You looked it up the other day about how actually certain things certain completely different bourbon companies or whiskey companies have the exact same recipe.
Well, that's Devin sent that to us.
Thank you, Devin.
Yeah. So super expensive.
I'm regurgitating knowledge. That's awkward.
Some of the bourbons, like there's a lot of major distillers, like national distillers
that do multiple companies.
Yeah, so like Buffalo Trace does their Buffalo Trace line of whiskeys, but they also do Blanton's and a couple of other ones.
I love Blanton's.
So Knob Creek is made by Heaven Hill, which does a ton of other bourbon and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's weird.
So how did I come to know so much about supplements?
Tell us your story, Robert.
A fervent passion for learning. And so basically,
time out.
Yes.
You don't have a fervent passion for learning anything. You didn't like engineering.
Supplements and fitness and nutrition.
So when he was supposed to be engineering, because remember, they would just tell him how you had so much time on your hands to look up this stuff. I think that's important.
All right. So I'm a math and science nerd by degree. My dad was a mechanical engineer. My grandpa was a chemical engineer. He's now since deceased, which kind of goes into this. My younger brother's an aerospace engineer. So we've all gone and done all went into engineering, and it was easy because math and science came naturally easy to me. I didn't really have to work all that hard in school. College engineering courses got a little bit more intense, but still, I
didn't care.
Yeah, and I passed the classes easily without having to work too hard anyway. So that was, would it be here or would it make? So I jumped into engineering world. And there's a lot of free time in consulting engineering, especially in the oil and gas field, where they over budget the shit out of everything. So we'd budget something. I would get my assignment done where we're doing some like pressure drop calculations from the platform to another platform that would maybe be onshore. I would finish that in an hour and a half because it's real simple. There's all these Google spreadsheets or Excel spreadsheets. You put in the length of pipe, how many bends, turns, how many valves it goes through.
You're getting really specific.
Pressure tanks and all that
really
stuff.
Specific.
Well, yeah, it's really easy.
I was just.
And I would get it done in like an hour and a half. And they said, oh, I'll bring it to my engineering lead. And they said, well, we budgeted 5 hours for this. So go back and stare at it for a couple more hours. And so, for the first, year and a half of my career, I bought that hook, line, and sinker. After that, you know, January 2010, my grandfather passed away from several health issues. Plus, my dad has been overweight and diabetic for most of his adult life. There's a lot of sick and unhealthy people in my family, and I didn't want to end up that way. So I started kind of researching anything and everything I could as far as fitness, nutrition, and the free time at engineering. I would also wake up in the middle and I'd come up with recipes of stuff that I wanted to try and cook.
Yeah.
And so this kind of fed itself for 3 to 4 years. All the while, I'm getting very, very burnt out of engineering. The commute sucks. The work is boring. It's unfulfilling. Going offshore every now and then was okay at first, but then it got really old really quickly. And then, you know, I finally started moonlighting, trying some dietary supplements, joined the bodybuilding.com forums, you know, became a regular poster on there and started researching everything. And
you are passionate about it. And you had the time to start it.
So yeah, it just kind of fed itself. I would wake up in the middle of the night and do this stuff. I would started reviewing supplements, writing articles about this, writing reviews about this, got noticed by a couple of various sites and then started moonlighting, writing an article or two here or there. Then March of 2015, jumped full board, quit engineering entirely. When we moved to Michigan, Sandy gave me the strong kick in the pants I needed to do that. And I will be forever in her debt for that because it got me out of my miserable life in engineering and into the happy world of fitness, nutrition, and supplementation. So that is the truncated version of my
and
life
he just
story.
keeps learning more about it.
Yeah. So
I like this comment, by the way. Devin kind of calls you out on your humble brag, like engineering classes are so easy. Robert was salutatorian of his high school class, and he was only salutatorian and not valedictorian because he wanted to be in band instead of AP Spanish. So he missed out on an AP class.
Yeah, and I was still that close to the valedictorian, even without having the extra AP class that he did. So
Robert really was the smartest guy in his graduating class of over 300 boys because he went to an all boys school. Sorry.
I don't mention any of that ever. That might be the first time anybody's ever heard that I was.
Robert was salutatorian, and he would have been valedictorian if he didn't want to be band president.
And head librarian and trumpet section leader and featured soloist. Anything else? Robert
was a band nerd.
100%.
And he sacrificed his valedictorian status to maintain that. I think it's a big deal, Robert.
And then dating you completely tanked all my grades too.
We would do physics homework together and calculus homework together.
We would. Smash that like button. Yes. Smash the like button. Say everything. Share, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff that you're supposed to do when you're watching these videos. How's teaching going, Sandy?
Teaching is going great. Here's the funny story. Every day I walk in and then I teach and I'm like, oh my God, they don't know anything. So then the next day I fix it. That's what I love about my job. No matter how many times I screw up, the next day I'm like, we're gonna fix this. And I'm like sweaty and I make sure they understand. I'm like, y'all, I can't be having you memorize this. I need you to know why this is happening. So like the next day is like a practice day of everything we did from the day before. And I'm like sweating. I'm working so hard. I'm like on my knees talking to them. Like, do you understand? I will draw another diagram. Does somebody understand? Explain it to him. And they're all explaining to each other. And then by the end of the day, they all understand. And today was the second day for all my classes. And I was like, they know things. And tomorrow I'm going to teach them all something new. I'm not going to know it. I'm going to have to move on the next day and fix it. It's like a 2-day. It's good. It's cyclical, if you will. It's going well. My class averages are all in the 90s. It's good. Non-honors.
No, that's just Sandy talking. You're not getting quick interruptions. That's just Sandy talking.
What does that mean?
It was just a jab at you. That's all.
Because I talk fast?
Yes.
I do.
It's a leather phase night and chest day. That's a good combination, Chris.
Yesterday was my chest day.
Pete Pasmas, what is up? He's from over from Alan's channel.
He gets it.
Fitness. Yeah.
I love my job.
Yes, it is.
I love it. You know what? This is actually how I know you love your job. Are you ready? You wake up in the middle of the night to go pee, because we all do. Let's just keep it real. And you don't know what day it is. What I mean by that is it could be Saturday or it could be Wednesday. You literally don't know. You're just peeing and you're like, oh. When I hated my job, because I've hated teaching jobs, not because of my teaching, but because of other things. Man, I woke up in the middle of the night. I knew exactly. I was like, God, it's Tuesday. Or it's like Sunday. You're like, good Sunday. If you hate Sundays, you need a new job. That's how you know. If you hate Sundays, that's the worst day ever. P.S. That is what I'm doing. One
child at a time.
It's like the muscle. I break down the muscle and then I fix it. Yeah, but it's like I teach you day one, which doesn't doesn't really do anything. And then the second day, you need to teach each other. You need to know what you're talking about. Like, I'll explain it, and then you need to take what I just told you and explain it to somebody else, and then everybody explains it to everybody else, and then it all works. They're all talking, and it's beautiful.
Video feed, I can handle the speed. Good to know, Chris.
I talk so fast.
Redneck Riviera whiskey. I have not.
I feel like I'm on what are those boats with the
paddle boats?
No, like the thing that looks like a windmill, but it's not a windmill. It's like the water.
Yeah, there's a giant paddle boats. It's a giant paddle boat you would go up and down the Mississippi River on.
Yeah, but it's not a paddle. No, you're saying it wrong. A paddle boat is when you're like the one that we did in Mexico, where you put your feet on the bicycle thingies and you paddle. What's the big things on a river boat? I should have just thought about it. It's a river boat. It has what's that thing called? It looks like a water mill.
Yeah.
Like
This is getting off the rails real quick. All right, let's focus. All right, so as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, before we started talking about our whiskey of the day, or Sandy's whiskey of the day,
it's so good.
My Knob Creek Old Fashioned is gonna get mixed up as soon as we end.
Oh yeah, we get to do new things.
Yes. So earlier we mentioned that we got the new tubs of Apollo Nutrition Hooligan with my good buddy Robbie right there.
See, I haven't tried that flavor.
No, I haven't either. It's still sealed. So earlier we did a quick breakdown of this. Now we're going to kind of do our full review because I've had a chance to run it for a couple of weeks here. Sandy's been running it the past couple of days.
I did.
And so we've got two flavors. We've got Turnpike Tea. We've got Strawberry Margarita. We're going to do an official weigh out. I'll break out on the ingredients in a second. So let's just do the weigh out so we can get that done out of the way. And you're going to record this.
He wants me to play
with the camera.
Videographer.
Yeah. So don't mess that up. All right. So this is the Strawberry Margarita flavor.
Wait, how much?
All sealed up.
Yeah,
you can just do it.
I turned it on. It's recording.
All right. Well, that's good. That's what post-production is for. All right. So we got fully sealed tub. There are 22.49 grams approximately per scoop. There are 20 full servings in this, which is going to give us 449.8 grams of total product.
He did that in his head just.
So got the scooper here.
Ooh, I like it in the scooper. Can I smell it? Ooh, I like that smell.
Okay, we're going to take out these giant silica packets.
Whoa, those are big. Usually they're little.
There's two of them. Well, when you've got a monstrous serving pre-workout. All right, let's see. We're going to go for 449.8.
449.8. You guys, I don't know if you know anything about me, but I hate it when they say the scoop size is something point something. It's like, why don't you just make the whole number?
452.
What did you want?
449.8.
We got extra.
You can smell the stimulants in the air. All right, so now we're going to weigh out a scoop. And we're also going to upload this video separately so you can see if we're lying or not on the scale too, which we wouldn't.
Which we're not.
All right, so.
I'm actually almost incapable of lying. If you've ever seen the movie, what's it called? The Knives Out movie?
Yeah, Knives Out.
Knives Out. There's a character who literally vomits every time she lies.
22 grams on the dot. So if we had the microdosing scale, it might say 22.49, 22.5.
Or you could just change the dose to be 22 grams.
Well, that's neither here nor there. So, all right, next thing. All right. Stop that. Can you go grab the two shakers that are on the top shelf of the refrigerator?
Yes. Wait, two shakers. Two shakers. Hurt.
Two shakers.
Two shakers on the top shelf.
It's very complicated.
Well, I gotta make sure I heard what you were saying. Wait a minute. You mean the top shelf?
The refrigerator, yes, the two closed shakers.
Are you under the impression that I've got monkey arms? I gotta climb on top of
Sandy, in the refrigerator, sweetheart. Anybody wants to submit an application for co-hosting this on Wednesdays?
To be fair, there is a shelf above our refrigerator that's super high, and he does have monkey arms, and I would have had to climb on top of the counter to get to it. I didn't know.
Okay, so it says 1 scoop in 8 to 10 ounces of water. So we've got the strawberry margarita flavor. Give that a shake.
Sure. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty.
All right, we'll do the taste test, and then we'll get into the ingredients and the actual review before we do all that. All right, ready?
Okay.
Go ahead and pour that out for the people out there so they can see what it looks like.
So this is the strawberry margarita one.
That's the strawberry
margarita. That's the one I want to try because I've been trying the other one.
Turnpike tea, yes. Now look at that red. All right, so there is no artificial colors in here. That is, actually there is.
Well, that's good.
Red dye number 40 for the coloring. There is sucralose and Ace K in the strawberry margarita flavor.
Smells like you're in a Bath and Body Works store, which is a great place to smell.
So yeah, 1 scoop, 8 ounces. And there's the Turnpike tea looking right there.
Ooh, that's tart. That's the margarita in there. This tastes like a strawberry margarita. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
They both have this funny little aftertaste, like medicinal. Do you taste the medicinal aftertaste, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna taste.
Am I gonna taste a medicinal aftertaste? Is that a thing? Is that normal?
I mean, you don't drink a pre-workout for the flavoring. I'll say that. So that's something TJ always says to you. You drink in the pre-workout for its effects.
So this is okay.
So that's 8 ounces. You want to try with a little bit more water to see how it works?
That tastes better than the one I have. Is mine room temperature?
Yeah, you have room temperature and it's a little bit more watered down.
When I've been drinking mine, it's been room temperature. It tastes better cold.
Well, plus, yeah. So, all right, yeah. Well, things always taste better cold, except certain alcoholic beverages.
Except hot scotch.
All right, so yeah, try this now. This is with a little bit more water added.
Okay.
There you go. Probably brings it closer to the 10-ounce mark.
No. It tastes worse with more water.
Okay.
It tastes better with
more
less
water. The strawberry margarita.
It's more bitter.
Yeah.
You guys should only use 8 ounces of water.
Yeah, and that's a full scoop in 8 ounces.
Yeah, they both taste better with 8 ounces of water. So the stronger the flavor, the better it tastes. Don't water it down.
So less water. All right, so now let's go into the ingredients, of which there are many. So we've got for the mineral and vitamin complex at the beginning. We got sodium, calcium, vitamin B6, vitamin B3, vitamin B12, and folate. I'm going to superimpose the image after this. So.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
I was trying to help, and I'm just going to.
We got 7 grams, and this is the supplement facts for a full scoop. So you're going to get 7,000 milligrams or 7 grams of L-citrulline, which is going to be a precursor to arginine in the body, which is going to support nitric oxide production, blood flow, also ammonia buffering, which is going to enhance exercise performance and delay the onset of fatigue. Yes.
Is that a good dose of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Research doses anywhere between 2.4 grams all the way up to 10 grams.
Ooh.
So 7 grams is super, super duper solid. We've got 3,500 milligrams of beta-alanine. The clinical dose of beta-alanine is 179 grams. So you have to supplement with between 3.2 to 6.4 each day to reach that 179 gram dose. So, you take 1.6 grams a day, it'll just take you, twice as long to get that. 3.2 grams will have you there in about 8 weeks. 6.4 grams will have you there in about 4 weeks. 1.6 grams obviously will be, 16 weeks? There we go.
This sounds like a lot of weeks to get what I need.
Well, yeah, and it's really, most companies put it in there for the paresthesia, the tingles and everything like that.
Oh, so that you feel something's working for you?
Yeah, unless you're doing repeated, high intensity repeated bouts of effort interspersed with very short rest periods, or you're doing long endurance activities that's lasting greater than 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So a minute to 4 minutes in duration.
Yeah.
Beta-alanine is not really going to do much for the typical gym bro that's doing like 6 to 12
so
repetitions
that's more like a
per
cardio
set.
thing.
Cardio or repeated sprint intervals, maybe if you're like a rower, a boxer.
Student athlete or something.
Yeah, an athlete like that. Not necessarily
Not
trying
like
for
a guy.
hypertrophy or definitely not for
A guy
powerlifting.
or girl.
You got 2.5 grams of betaine. Now there's a typo on the label. It says betaine hydrochloride. I talked to Robbie about this. He's verified it with the manufacturer. They did use betaine anhydrous. Betaine hydrochloride is used for digestive health. Betaine anhydrous is the one that we use, the metabolite of choline that we want, trimethylglycine. That improves strength, power, lean body composition effects, also improves endogenous creatine production in the body, enhances cellular hydration, all kinds of good stuff, and supports methylation. Got 2 grams of L-tyrosine, which is an amino acid that you can find in a number of foods, supports production of dopamine in the body, and then can get subsequently converted into norepinephrine and epinephrine, which is adrenaline and noradrenaline. So dopamine is the mood motivation reward molecule. It also is involved in motor control, decision making, all kinds of good stuff. I love dopamine. 2 grams is the clinically studied dose in humans. Got 1,500 milligrams of agmatine sulfate, a fascinating compound. It's actually decarboxylated arginine. So earlier I talked about L-citrulline.
I don't even know what that. It's actually decarbonated oxygen. I don't know what you just said.
I know. Well, what you missed on the podcast on Saturday, we'll get that in a second.
We'll get to that in a second.
Decarboxylated arginine is agmatine. So whereas earlier I said that arginine is the fuel or the substrate that the body uses to catalyze or to fuel nitric oxide production in the body. When you supplement with L-arginine, it gets broken down in the gut and doesn't actually make it to the bloodstream to produce nitric oxide. So that's why you supplement with L-citrulline, because it bypasses metabolization by arginase or breakdown by arginase and then subsequently gets converted into arginine when it's in the bloodstream. Agmatine is a byproduct of arginine breakdown, which stimulates eNOS, which is the enzyme that catalyzes nitric oxide production in the body. So it stands for endothelial nitric oxide synthase. So it takes the citrulline in the arginine, converts that to nitric oxide. It also inhibits arginase, which is the enzyme that breaks down arginine, so you get longer lasting nitric oxide production. Yeah,
nitric oxide.
Exactly, yes. So better performance muscle pumps, more sustained muscle pumps. There's also some neuromodulatory processes and some pain relieving analgesic effects that agmatine has as well. Watching your reactions to this is freaking hysterical.
I'm just trying to learn. I feel like I'm in the magic school bus and you Miss Frizzle. I'm like, what, Miss Frizzle? What? Okay.
Super high dose. They're 1,500 milligrams. Usually you'll see somewhere between 500 to 1,000 milligrams. You get a full 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram of your favorite medicinal mushroom.
Oh, lion's mane.
Yes, lion's mane. Stimulates nerve growth factor. I love this ingredient. I can't sing its praises enough. As far as nootropics go, lion's mane and neurofactor are like 2 of my top non-stimulant nootropics out there. Love the dose, love the ingredient. 600 milligrams of alpha GPC, 50%. So we're getting 300 milligrams of actual alpha GPC, which is going to support acetylcholine production in the body, which is the learning neurotransmitter. So it's obviously involved in learning, memory, cognition. There's also some data out there that shows that 600 milligrams of alpha GPC per day can improve vertical jump and power output as well.
Well done there. Basketball players, you heard.
We have 450 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous. What can be said about caffeine that I haven't heard 100 times that you already don't out there? Adenosine antagonist, increases energy, subjective feelings of mood, motivation, focus, delays the onset of fatigue, reduces perceived exertion during exercise. It's freaking phenomenal. That's 450 milligrams of fast-acting stuff. There's also 200 milligrams per full serving of dicaffeine malate, so 75% of that. So it's another 150 milligrams of actual caffeine. So a full scoop of this is going to have 600 milligrams of caffeine per serving.
600
milligrams of caffeine, yes. Smoothest 600 milligrams you'll ever try, I guarantee it. The reason for that is because we've also got 300 milligrams of theobromine, which is an alkaloid found in cocoa beans and dark chocolate. Has some vasodilatory properties. I call it like kind of the weaker younger brother of caffeine because it's a methylxanthine and central nervous system stimulant like caffeine is, but it is much smoother and longer lasting. And whereas caffeine has some vasoconstrictive properties, especially in the brain, that's why caffeine's included in all those migraine
pills.
Exactly. Theobromine actually acts as a vasodilator, so it opens blood vessels. So it can maybe counteract some of the vasoconstrictive properties of caffeine and also help prevent some of the crash that associates with high doses of caffeine and kind of help give you like a long sustained energy.
So if I have a headache, don't take this.
Not necessarily.
Because it undoes the migraine.
Not necessarily, no. Because theobromine, you would also find it in coffee and dark chocolate and those things.
So don't do coffee or dark chocolate.
No, you can do that. I'm not. You're oversimplifying.
I am oversimplifying.
Yeah, the human body's not that sensitive or that simple. 250 milligrams of Himalayan pink salt. 200 milligrams of another favorite nootropic / adaptogen of mine is Rhodiola rosea, which is going to be, it's got anti-stress, anti-fatigue benefits, improves mental performance, improves physical performance, especially in sleep deprivation states or overly stressed, chronically stressed states. Love the ingredient. Helps promote longer lasting energy and also kind of helps prevent some of the crash that might happen if you take a high dose of caffeine by itself. I already talked about the dicaffeine malate. 150 milligrams of Elevate ATP, which is a patented combination of ancient peat and apple extracts, which has been shown to increase ATP production endogenously in the body. So as opposed to other forms of ATP salts, which have been shown over the years to not actually be bioavailable and not increase ATP production in the body, Elevate ATP has several studies in humans that show on the 150 milligram dose increases the cell's ability to produce ATP levels naturally.
You said apple?
Ancient peat and apple extracts.
Question. Yeah. So the apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Brings the games home anyway.
That's true.
Yes.
That's the thing then.
Yeah.
It's true.
And then 50 milligrams of estrogen, which is going to be kind of the replacement for bioperin in here. So it's a complex of notoginseng and panic and astragalus, which is going to enhance the absorption of various minerals, vitamins, and amino acids like citrulline to help you get more from your supplement. So that is the entire rundown of the panel. That's the flavor.
That's all.
So give me your feedback on its effects for you. Because we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet.
Okay, so the effects on me are good. I don't have a crash or anything, but I only take half of it, don't
You've been doing a half scoop, yes. Because I'm a little nervous to see what's going to happen if I give you 600 milligrams of caffeine.
I've never had that before, so I don't know what would happen to me. No. But I do have it at 7 a.m., so we'll see. But what I can say is you got to drink it fast because the longer it sits, it tastes kind of bad. Like you're like...
Yeah, it starts to settle, and then you got to mix it up again. Yeah.
I'm like drinking while I'm teaching. I'm like, ugh. So I think I don't know, but I didn't have I think I want a strawberry margarita one from now on.
I can do that. I was saving it for the way out and everything. And I never tried the Turnpike tea. I tried the strawberry margarita and some of Holland's other products.
The strawberry margarita one's better, at least in my mind.
Yeah, I think it's better too. I don't mind drinking the Turnpike tea, but I think strawberry margarita is better.
Yeah. It covers up that bitterness.
Yeah.
More.
And, as I've told you guys before, I know Robbie very well. He's a super good friend. He's nice enough to let me consult on the formulations and do some writing for the brand. So, my opinion on the product is going to be maybe a little bit jaded. So that's why I let Sandy give an opinion. She doesn't get anything from Robbie or anything like that. But, as far as review, this is the smoothest 600 milligrams of caffeine you will ever feel. You never feel jittery on edge. I think we've created an outstanding formula with this. One of the best, higher caffeinated products on the market. You get energy. I'll use, most days I'll even just use a half scoop. I'll take it at 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing my morning work. That'll last me easily until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's a big deal.
I'll feel energized, alert. I won't need to do any other kind of caffeine or nootropics during the day. I'll be able to go work out and then, eat lunch, come back, and I'll still feel in the zone after, I did not take it today, and I'm kind of missing out on taking it today. I took it yesterday, and I should have taken it today. So because my training session was not stellar today. But yeah, so that is our review on Hooligan. 2 huge thumbs up. If you like Apollo Nutrition, or if you want to try something that's, not a triple scoop of C4, something better that's open label and stuff, give it a shot. I cannot recommend this highly enough. And I know I'm partially biased because I had a hand in formulating it, but then again, I'm not going to recommend shitty supplements to you guys because that was one of the reasons I got into this industry, was to help save people from buying shitty products. So thank you, Robbie, for the opportunity and for sending us these products. And,
Robert's picky.
I am very picky. That's why you should feel so lucky.
I am.
You should feel so lucky.
Robert's picky.
Or the tart. I mean, I could have had the tart sitting next to me.
Robert could have had the tarts. I do feel bad because she ended up like graduating with me in the same program. So it was awkward. It's fine. We were in each other's weddings. Like not in the weddings, but like at
each other's. No, did she come to our one?
Yes, Robert. We did the Thriller dance together. We all learned the Michael Jackson Thriller dance. Dude, I know the whole thing. And I just want to state for the record, I think it's weird. You can't do the Thriller dance to the actual song Thriller. You have to actually find the like video recording of it because there's like a different version that does the dance. I'm just throwing it out there that it's not really worth it to learn because it's just not, you can't use it.
Sandy is a big fan of rounding up.
Am I?
Well, yeah, you don't like the decimal points.
I don't like the decimal points. It's ridiculous. Who's gonna sit there and be like 22.4?
Heapeth sweet, yes. Vanna Sandy in action.
I'm very good at it. This is really good. Y'all should buy it. Iron Wolf Hot Scotch. Hot Scotch. Hot Scotch. That was hilarious.
You would not believe how many fools I see in their cars wearing masks by themselves.
Who are you gonna get it from?
Then they touch their mask.
Who are you
and they
afraid
put their
of?
hand on the steering wheel and they touch it again. What the fuck are you doing?
Who are you afraid of? Who has the coronavirus in your car? Oh, these are good. What does it say?
I'm mixing up a scoop of Charged AF pre-workout, or should I do Dark Energy Life?
Have you had either?
I have not had either one of those. I know TJ's reviewed Dark Energy. I have not tried Charged AF from the last time I saw. I mean, I think they've gone through several iterations of the formula, but it's super high stem. Go with Charged AF.
And tell us what you think.
Let us know next time, or tell me on Saturday how it is, or shoot me an email or something.
Can we eat the bars now?
Yes. Now we're getting to the second review of the day, and for everybody else, yes, I did. The last few Apollon releases, Robbie's been kind enough to reach out to me for some help, guidance,
Robert
input.
Helps people.
Yeah, so it's really cool to be able to kind of have my hand on the pulse of products come out. That was one of my aspirations when I joined this industry, was to not merely write and review supplements, but able to, affect change and help companies produce really quality stuff based on the latest research and, personal
I like it when
things.
people ask Robert's opinion because he knows what he's talking about.
Most of the time.
Okay, no, wait. I want to eat the food.
Okay, so part 2 of today. Guys, make sure you also keep the comments, questions rolling in. We are going to stay on as long as you can, or at least until 5:45 Central Standard Time, when Sandy's going to have to leave to go get the halfling from daycare. So we've got
food.
As I mentioned, TJ over at Fitness Deal News, my man, always has deals going on. And anytime I see protein bars for $1 or less, I'm going to be a fool and jump and buy, whether they're good, bad, or otherwise, like the Gatorade bars.
Much protein powder that we could just make our own protein bars.
Protein bars.
Homeboy buys them. And we have like boxes and boxes and boxes.
We do.
Of
But I eat, around 2, maybe sometimes 3 protein bars a
Let's do
day.
this. I'm so excited.
So I've had the 1 bars over the years, different flavors and stuff like that I've reviewed. And you can probably see some old reviews of me and CJ reviewing them. No, these are all older flavors. So we have 5 flavors in total. We have 5 flavors. We have the dark chocolate sea salt. We have the almond bliss.
Oh, like an almond joy?
Yes. Blueberry cobbler. Birthday cake. And white chocolate truffle.
The one I'm least excited about is the birthday cake. I don't like birthday cake flavor things because I don't like birthday cake. I tell people I don't like cake. You want to know why? Because I don't like bad cake. So don't be giving me your nasty, like go to Walmart and get the, if you're going to give me a cake, it needs to be good. I need that fox yellow cake. I'm sorry, that's good cake. With the chocolate icing, you can do that. That's for me. You can do carrot cake from a bakery. But I don't like your birthday cake. Are we starting with birthday cake?
We are. We're going to get the worst out of the way first. So this is what birthday cake looks like. Here, we'll cover up Sandy's frowny face. And these sprinkles, the only bad thing about these sprinkles is that if you're opening this in the car and you're trying to drive while you're eating this, that shit's going to get everywhere.
I don't need the car.
So there we go. There's the birthday cake bar.
It's just going to taste sweet.
That is the inside of it.
It's just going to taste sweet. It's like eating this cheap vanilla icing that you would find on a nasty birthday cake. You know what I want for my birthday? Chocolate chip cannoli.
What you think?
It tastes like super sweet vanilla icing. And then, I mean,
It's sweet. It's sweet and vanilla. What do you think of the texture?
God. The texture's fine. Tastes like a protein bar.
It's a protein bar.
Oh.
Okay, so I knew that was going to be her least favorite, so I got that out of the way. If you like super sweet vanilla tasting things, you'll probably like that.
Oh,
if you like vanilla
really
icing, if you like just eating vanilla icing from the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't. I do like cookie cake icing. That's good stuff.
Let's do blueberry cobbler.
Yeah, I want to do blueberry cobbler because that sounds so good. And I love blueberries.
Yeah. And guys, keep the comments and stuff rolling in. We are going to adjust that as soon as we get finished with these protein bar tastings. We'll jump back to the questions and everything.
I just saw a comment. I'm excited about it.
Here we go.
What am I eating again? I forgot. Blueberry.
Blueberry cobbler.
It smells good. The schnozberries
I have
taste
not
like schnozberries.
tried this flavor yet. So
this is like the girl Violet. You're turning Violet. Violet. Sorry, I'm a movie quoter. Oh, it smells like blueberry. Is it good? Is it good? Tastes like blueberry.
very firm and chew through. Not as soft as some other protein bars we've tried.
I mean, it tastes like a protein bar.
Yeah.
But like a softer one, like you said, yeah. You know, some of them have like weird chews. This one kind of crumbles in your mouth.
Yeah, it does.
This one's really good. It's sweet, but it does taste like blueberry cobbler.
Yeah, it tastes a little bit more natural, I think, than the vanilla birthday cake one did. Birthday cake is more vanilla. It's not really
can't taste like
cake.
anything.
It tastes like
It is
vanilla.
a-
It tastes like vanilla frosting.
Oh,
Let's do white chocolate truffle.
this one's good. This one's good. Super breakfasty. I would go for it. Okay, what you got? What are we doing now?
White chocolate truffle. So little known fact, I hate white chocolate. I don't like it at all. It doesn't taste like anything.
Because it's just the lard
It's just-
of the,
Yeah, it's
which
just
is
cocoa.
delicious.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
So good. I like white chocolate.
So
Wait, that's white chocolate?
well, it looks like there's white. Well, remember we got white chocolate and then truffle. So
Oh.
the inside is truffle,
Okay, I was like, that doesn't, I mean.
and then you've got white chocolate on the outside. You got a little chocolate drizzle as well.
Wait, I gotta.
Yeah, cleanse the palate. There you go.
It's weird to cleanse with the alcohol, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh. Ooh, it doesn't smell like white chocolate at all. It smells like a brownie.
Yeah.
Okay, have a brownie?
Yeah, if you overcook your brownies in the oven, that's the texture. It's very dry and chewy.
Yeah, wait, this one's drier than the other.
Yeah, it's definitely drier than the others.
I don't really like
It's
this
dry.
one. Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like this
The
one.
chocolate flavor is good. The chocolate is good. It's got a good cocoa
Smooth.
flavor to it.
It's like smoky.
Yeah, it's like a dark kind of cocoa powder.
I don't like this one.
No,
Okay, so just to be clear, Robert doesn't have a bitter gene, so if it's bitter, he don't notice. But there's something,
there's chocolate liqueur in here.
you know, I need
There's-
water.
and
Do you have
cocoa
water?
powder. Yeah, this is water, regular ice water. So I guess we should.
I want to try it again. No, I want to try it again. I want to make sure I understand this.
What you think?
It doesn't taste anything like a truffle.
No, it's like an overcooked, dried out brownie.
Yeah,
That's the best way I can describe
that is
it.
exactly what it tastes like an overcooked, dried out brownie.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't usually pride you on your analogies, but this was a really good analogy. So well done, Robert.
As TJ at Fitness Deals says, I'm a fucking engineer. So, I mean, I know my stuff. So, well, before we get to the final two flavors, we'll go. Each bar has 220 calories, 9 grams of fat, 24 grams of carbohydrates, 8 grams of fiber, 5 grams of sugar alcohol, 20 grams of protein. And the ingredients panel, we've got a protein blend of whey protein isolate, milk protein isolate, a fiber blend of soluble vegetable fiber, IMOs, which are the isomaltol oligosaccharides, which are kind of a fake fiber. They don't really count as an actual fiber. I wrote about that a long time ago, calling it as the fraudulent fiber. We got vegetable glycerin, which is going to give it some of that tacky texture, maltitol, palm kernel oil, sunflower seed butter, cocoa powder, natural flavors, non-fat dry milk powder, chocolate liqueur, cocoa butter, sea salt, tapioca starch, calcium carbonate, soy lecithin, distilled monoglycerides, sunflower lecithin, and sucralose.
Okay, what you got?
You want to do almond joy or dark chocolate sea salt?
Let's do almond joy. I love almond joys.
Okay.
I
So this is
love
called
mounds
almond bliss,
and
since we
almond
can't
joy.
say almond joy.
Oh, bliss like joy. That's so funny. Okay, I gotta be honest with y'all. I love almond joys and I love mounds.
Okay, now here's the problem with this part. In transit in the mail, I think it may have melted a little bit, and
Our
there's
Austin
like
post office.
chocolate shavings all over this.
It's really nice,
So,
but I don't think that's ever.
you can tell that the bar probably melted in delivery and then re-solidified at some point.
Oh, I hope that doesn't change the flavor.
So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
So the inside should be white, like all.
And look, you get a whole little almond chunk right there. That's
Oh.
the almond right there.
I was imagining it to be white,
Yeah,
like an
I'll let you
actual
bite
almond
into
joy.
the almond.
But
I've
it is
had
a
this flavor
protein bar.
before,
Oh,
so I'm going to reserve judgment
Mm-hmm.
until you say.
Wow, this is nuts. That's good.
That's what I just said.
I know, but like,
Each bar has, I think, 3 almonds studded on top of it.
I like this a lot. Let's try something.
The flavor on this one is dynamite.
The nut in there and the coconut make the texture a million times more tolerable, like enjoyable to eat.
Yeah.
Versus the other ones, I'm like, I'm eating a protein bar. I'm just gonna deal with it. This texture is enjoyable to eat. It's like fun to eat. What's that thing where eating crunchy food makes you happy?
Dopamine.
No. Well, there you go. This is good. I'm eating the rest of this.
Okay.
We shouldn't have eaten this now. We should have saved it for last because all I want to do is keep eating this.
All right, now we have the dark chocolate sea salt.
I'm worried about it. I didn't like the truffle one. This concerns me.
Whoa. Okay,
What?
I've never had this flavor. You definitely taste the sea salt because I just took a little piece of chocolate and tossed it.
There's literally salt on there. You see all
Yeah.
that salt? That's salt.
There's the
y'all.
salt right there on the top.
Okay, I'm gonna drink. Hold on.
I'm just gonna let you
I
bite
love the
into this.
almond one.
I'm just gonna let you bite into it.
No, you. Okay. Mm.
Had to work for that bite.
I like the salt. It's really salty, but in a good way.
Okay.
What? It's a lot of salt. I'm drooling. There's a lot of salt.
Wow. Okay. The first bite, the salt completely dominates everything. As you chew through it and mix it together, it gets much better and
It's
it works
really
better.
good.
I don't like the salt chunks on top, and I know that's what you do when you're doing like a dusting of salt for doing a fancy
I
dessert.
like that they have that much though, because it wouldn't be salted if otherwise.
Well, I think it needs to be on the inside of the bar so it doesn't assault your palate and kind of kill the flavor on the initial bite. I think it needs to be on the inside of the bar, not the top of it. So that way you get a more balanced, nuanced, kind of a delicate flavor.
That is super chocolatey though. I
Yeah.
love the chocolate flavor. The texture is like a protein bar.
Yeah.
But
They crush the dark chocolate flavor though.
it's like, yeah, they do. That's very salty and very dark. I
That's so
actually
good.
like it.
It's really good.
But let me try. I don't know. I'm scared to try it again. I love salt. I still have some okay, so what happens as you're chewing, the salt will like break off of that and then like land in random crevices in your mouth. So as you're talking, you're like, oh, there's a piece of salt in my mouth that I didn't realize was still there. Do you have?
Yeah.
I'm like discovering.
What do you think is your favorite?
Obviously the almond.
Almond Joy? Yeah, I would say that's number 1. Dark chocolate sea salt is number 2. Number 3 is gonna be
Yeah, the dark chocolate sea salt is interesting.
white chocolate truffle. I think my least favorite is birthday cake, and second from the bottom is blueberry cobbler.
I've never had anything like this before in my life.
Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, we got those off of the deal site Fitness Deal News. So if you're looking for a place to get cheap protein bars, TJ's got new deals up every day or every week for protein bars. Go check those out and support one of my partners on the Final Scoop podcast.
How much salt is on this? Like, does it have the contents of the salt?
Oh yeah, it does. 250 milligrams.
Versus
This one has 125 milligrams. The Almond Joy has 125 milligrams. The dark chocolate sea salt has 250 milligrams.
it's a lot of salt.
So yeah. So keep the questions rolling in, guys. We'll stay on as long as you guys have questions and stuff, or until it gets close to the date of closing, we have to leave.
I've told one of my students to raise the roof, and he goes like this. It's like your windshield wiping. What kind of roof are you raising? You didn't know how to do it.
Maybe a roof in a hurricane when he's trying to blow it out the way or something. Watch it from. Thank you, Alex Knights. Thank you for joining us from it's dark 30 over there. So thanks, man. I did not. No, I haven't not spoke to CJ or texted him in a year and a half.
We've not
so.
spoken to CJ.
I'm not even sure if he's still in Austin. Heinz Krupps, no, there is a TJ and there was a CJ in the supplement review space. I'm not sure what he's doing now. He may still be around. And the Hershey company now does own the One Bar. Yes, they just got sold for like $480 million last year.
Well, that's congratulations to the people that sold it.
Yeah.
That must be exciting.
Yeah.
So this is their doing.
Well, no, that was around before they got sold.
Oh, okay.
Bingo. Yep. 30 minutes away. Hershey's 30 minutes. Or so you're in Pennsylvania? I'm assuming you're in Pennsylvania?
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really funny because actually it's Robert that absolutely loves Caddyshack.
I do like that.
Okay, what I love about Caddyshack actually is the behind the movie. Like like the story of how it was made. What was it?
Anytime a movie has a Kenny Loggins song in it, it's gold.
It's gold.
Top
I heard
Gun.
that. Footloose is so good because it takes itself very seriously. Like it's a drama. It's
the original
so good.
The original, the remake was.
No one ever talks about. When I refer to a movie, I'm referring to the original, obviously. But yeah, Footloose is like a drama, man. I didn't get it when I was little. I was like, they look so serious, and because they are. Okay, yeah. No, what I like is behind the stories on Caddyshack because the whole movie was supposed to originally be about the caddies, and then it shifted because apparently it was like all ad-libbed. They just literally didn't have a script and they just ad-libbed.
When you've got comedy genius like Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, and Bill Murray all in a movie together,
they just like were like,
gold.
Nah, this is hilarious.
Awesome.
Isn't that hilarious?
You are in Pennsylvania then. Sweet.
He is.
Birthday cake. It's really sweet vanilla.
Sorry, but it is.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like your quintessential birthday cake flavor of anything, which I don't like. It's like my blue ras for you. Like it's the equivalent of. Yeah.
I end up re-listening to this podcast because very few others go in depth into supplements. Well, that's what separates me from other people. I like what I do, and I like to explain things in a way that makes it easy and relatable for people that even if like the average soccer mom or soccer dad that walks into a GNC could understand what in the hell they were buying. Are there any other supplement podcasts?
That's a good question.
The Supplement Engineer podcast and the Final Scoop podcast, both of which I run. No, I don't recommend any others. Those are the best two. Yeah, I mean, there really aren't any other supplement podcasts. I mean, you can check out Shane Stat 3D's weekly podcast because
that's interesting. I didn't know
he covers
that.
all the news highlights from the news stories. I tend to go more on like the supplement science and doing product reviews.
Yeah.
Where Shane covers kind of like the highlights of like what's coming out this week and stuff like that. So if you want kind of like the flyby headline stuff of what's going on, go check that out. Every now and then, Fuad Abiyad's bodybuilding podcast goes into supplements every now and then, but he's usually hawking his own line on hostile supplements. And he's misspoke on a few ingredients, which,
not everybody can be perfect.
Yeah. So, overall, he's got really great information, but he's misspoke on a few ingredients. And he's calling back and correcting himself in future podcasts on earlier episodes because he's made mistakes. So that shows up that you're, you're owning up to your mistakes and whatnot. John Meadows, look up John Meadows' YouTube channel. He has a ton of great quality information on there. He's been a guest on my podcast a few times. I've had the privilege and pleasure of meeting the Mountain Dog in person. Super generous, super nice guy. A jacked Bob Ross or Luke Skywalker, as he's alternatively known as. Who else? Anybody else I would recommend?
That's interesting.
Ben Greenfield's podcast, I wouldn't. I mean, he gets a little too hippy-dippy into some of the the really biohacker stuff, like irradiating your nutsack with an infrared light therapy and stuff like that to increase testosterone
when
production.
When does he do that?
I don't know.
How often does he hold?
That's something I have no interest in doing. That's taking like supplementation and biohacking to weird levels that I just don't see having any actual meaningful clinical benefit in your day-to-day life.
Am I proud of him for admitting that?
Yeah.
I think that's weird.
Yeah, Alex, if there's any topics you want us to discuss on the podcast, please let me know. Shoot me an email or leave us a comment on the video or something, and we can delve into anything. But my goal here is to help you guys understand what supplements are worth testing out and which ones aren't worth your time, money, or effort. So, yes.
Yeah. You do.
Exactly. Yes.
It's not that I like the taste of cardboard. I'm just really apt at identifying when something tastes like cardboard. And the other time we actually tried the cardboard, and I was right. It tastes exactly like cardboard. I'm just got a good nose for these things. I'm very accurate with my descriptions and my analogies. Ha!
Yeah, TJ is awesome. Does great reviews and
is he the one that doesn't do
deals.
Caffeine or alcohol?
No, it's Shane.
Oh, sorry.
Fact. Yeah.
Is TJ the one that talks a lot?
Yes.
Okay, I like him. I like them all.
Yeah. Shane is the New Zealander that doesn't do coffee.
Or alcohol.
Correct. But he does like caffeine. So he likes energy drinks and he likes
coffee.
pre-workouts and
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
Yeah, coffee.
I'm
He doesn't
sorry.
like the taste of coffee or alcohol.
I'm sorry. I got a chance to like meet those guys.
Yeah. What's with the new hooligan? What's your sweet spot? Do I do a full scoop? I go back and forth between a half scoop and 3/4 of a scoop. I'm a person that, I've done a full scoop, but I don't need that much. And I know you need for a full scoop. Most people are just going to say fuck it and just do the whole scoop anyway.
I feel like I would if it was me.
I titrate the dose based to what I need, and I respond exceptionally well to a half scoop. I give me like super long lasting energy. I've used a full scoop a couple of times, but I don't need that much. I feel like it's overkill. Why give yourself that much when you don't actually need that much? And
you get more for your money theoretically.
Well, yeah, you do. I'll do a half scoop of that, and I'll stick in a half scoop of bare knuckle, which is the stim-free Apollon pre-workout. So you kind of get a little bit higher dosages of citrulline and stuff like that. But most of the time, a half scoop from like an energy and focus standpoint, it's got me cruising for a good like 6 hours.
Nice.
Yeah. Guys, keep your questions and comments rolling in. Sometimes if it seems like we're skipping it, we're not. YouTube gets a little glitchy sometimes and doesn't post your comments or questions if it's too long. So keep the questions short and concise, or post up multiple comments in there as well.
I like long questions.
RedneckRiviera.com.
Hey!
I will look that up as soon as we get off of this while I'm writing and doing my afternoon.
Like a riverboat.
Old-fashioned. Supplement Lab, Joey Savage. Yeah, Joey, he's been on the podcast before. He's the formulator, the CSO for Glaxon, and I'll be recording.
Oh, I like Glaxon. What do I like about them?
Their greens.
Oh, I like their greens. Yeah. They're good.
I'll be doing a podcast with Michael Bischoff, who is the owner of 0 Day Nutrition, the manufacturing facility that owns Glaxon.
Oh, is that the drink that I had? You said Zero?
No, different. Two different companies. 0 Day Nutrition and Zero Performance are two different things entirely.
Well, of course they are.
Yeah, I think Joey runs the Supplement Lab YouTube channel. So yeah, go check that out. He's got some super great information. One of the sharpest guys in the industry and knows what the hell he's doing with this product.
Don't you appreciate people who know what they're doing?
Yes, I do. Thoughts on Ghost New Energy Drink? Considering they have gamer, I don't see a real utility in the well-dosed cognitive.
So it's geared toward gamers?
Yeah, let me see. Ghost Energy. We pull up the ingredient. I know we discussed this a while back, but I need to go back and actually see what in the world they look like.
Okay.
I don't think it's a market disrupting energy drink. I do think it's very disrupting an energy thing is kind of hard in my opinion to do something. Okay, so here's what we got in each category. We've got 1 gram of carbohydrate. We've got 1,000 milligrams of acetyl-L-carnitine, which I love from a nootropic standpoint. Mental energy also helps with fatty acid oxidation and scavenging reactive oxygen species in the brain. So it builds up, helps remove some of the beta amyloid plaques and other things that can hurt your brain. 1,000 milligrams of taurine, which we covered in the hooligan, which is going to be an osmolyte. It also acts as an antioxidant in the body.
Oh, that's good, right?
And the 3 most prevalent places it's stored in the body are the brain, heart, and skeletal muscle tissue. So it's got some GABAergic properties, which synergizes well with caffeine. So caffeine stimulates you. GABA is the primary inhibitory neurotransmitter, so it can cause a little bit of calming, which kind of gives you like that calm, cool, collected focus.
Oh, that's good, right?
Without crushing the energy as much as something like theanine would. Plus hydration, mental focus, all the good stuff with that. Natural caffeine, 200 milligrams from green coffee beans, which that's good for a good dose for an energy drink. 200 to 250. Okay. That's fine with me. Bang, so 300. So are the Rain Performance. 150 milligrams of alpha GPC.
That's good.
That's fine. Yeah, 150 to 300. They've got studies showing all the way up to 600 per day. I prefer CDP choline as my choline source. Alpha GPC is good. I just tend to notice more mental energy and focus from CDP choline.
Do you think that's a
alpha
personal
GPC.
thing? Like other people might have different.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I know some people that love alpha GPC
That's
and will take as much as 1,200 milligrams a day. So yeah, it just kind of depends. 100 milligrams of neurofactor, I just mentioned earlier. I love that ingredient. Stimulates brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like a super turbocharge to the brain for getting all the neurons growth, repairing, regenerating. We also got 25 milligrams of estrogen, which we talked about in hooligan again. Is that going to be that complex of astragalus and notoginseng, which enhances the bioabsorption and availability of various amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and all that stuff. So all in all, yeah, I think Ghost's energy drink is a really good formulation from a nootropic focus standpoint.
That's cool.
What it's going to come down to is price and taste. Yes, I have not tried these yet. I don't know that. I'm not sure what the cost on these is yet either. Now, it's an RTD, so obviously it's going to have a higher price point. So it's going to average probably, if you're buying a single can by itself in the store, it's probably going to be $2.50 to $3 per can.
Is it expensive?
Yeah. I mean, considering if you buy a tub of pre-workout, that's going to be $30 to $40 and you get 20 to 30 servings for that. So it's like $1 a serving, maybe $2 a serving. But you got to remember, an RTD's got the aluminum can, it's got the carbonated water.
Well, it's easier to just take them
yeah.
down.
Yeah. So, all right, see. Yeah, I would say half to 3/4 scoop. Most of the time, half scoop, and I'm more than okay.
All right, what does it say?
Gold standards from Optimum Nutrition. Worth it if you can find the right price. Optimum Nutrition has been in the protein game for a long time. They are like the OG granddaddies of high quality protein powder. I think there are much better tasting proteins on the market.
There's really
from
good
like
tasting ones.
Pure quality standpoint, yeah, Optimum is fine. They're perfectly fine. You can find them everywhere, from Walmart to Costco to GNC, everywhere. If you want to expand and get some like the thicker, creamier, better tasting ones, there's definitely that. But if you're just looking to like save some money and go for what the good quality and not be too risky, Optimum is perfectly fine. What you got?
The ones I like the best, I like Apollo's chocolate and peanut butter, and I really like 1UP. What are those compared to that?
I think they might be a little bit more expensive, but they're premium brands. Where I think Optimum,
they just taste really good.
Yeah, Optimum is focused on moving volume, and they've been around a while. They're not messing around with like the creamy textures and the designer flavors. I think like Apollo.
It's like the Ben and Jerry's of ice cream, where you can go Bluebell. Right.
Yeah, $3 a can for Ghost Energy. Ghost energy drink. I mean, if you buy a nootropic supplement,
or if you drink it every day.
Yeah,
$21 a week.
It is. Or if you buy, just a nootropic formula, something like Controlled Lab or Iron Brothers Prodigy or any of the other nootropics we reviewed on the site, you'll get 30 servings for $30. Or Cognitive Surge from Jack Factory, you get 20 servings for $18. Now, obviously, there's a trade-off there between flavor, availability, convenience of just having an RTD.
Yeah.
And some people, especially gamers, just like to have that thing of just going and then just sipping it like that. So it's,
I'm sorry, it sounds like people who like the cigarette and so they just have to have a pen in their mouth.
Right. Yeah.
It's really funny.
Let's see. Thoughts on Ghost? Yeah. All right. So we got that. It's definitely good for energy focus. I think it's much better than something like a Bang or Ring, which is basically just pure caffeine.
Oh yeah.
Ghost's energy drink has actual nootropics in it, so it's more in line with something like Miraca Labs or the Zero Performance one that we did that, or C4 Smart Energy. Yeah, those are all really good. When you start actually giving quality doses of nootropics, I'm much more in favor of that. I'd like to see, as I mentioned with Ghost, I'd like to see a little bit either more choline from alpha GPC or the CDP form, but that's nitpicking at this point. I like the Alcar dose, the taurine dose is good. Caffeine at 200, I think, is a really good spot for a nootropic kind of energy drink. I don't like when nootropics venture 300, 400 milligrams. I think at that point you're in like pre-workout territory, and it's just different. It's two different ballgames.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, well, some people, it's unnecessary for me. Other people might need that much, but I think from just like if we're talking pure level of just mental stimulation,
200.
100 to 200 is the sweet spot. You get more than that, then you're trying to get that energized, but you can't focus. You're just kind of doing like the squirrel kind of thing where you're looking for the next nut. We got that. Wanted to ask you, when it comes to taking heavy stims, I find that I get a bit lightheaded at the beginning of my workout. Do you feel it's a hydration issue most likely?
What does it look like? Does it matter?
It could absolutely be a hydration issue, but I'm also curious to see, how heavy stims are you talking about? How was your sleep the night before? What food are you taking?
Yeah.
Are you having any food before that or not? That would have what's your stress level going into the workout? Have you just finished doing a bunch of work or dealing with, family in-laws or something like that, where your stress levels are like sky high and then you take that? Maybe
other people find comfort and love and joy in their family and their in-laws, Robert. maybe it brings their stress down. You never know. Don't assume. Don't project.
Heavy stims, I guess shoot me an email or something, and we can discuss that maybe. I'm kind of curious to see what you're qualifying by heavy stims, because it's going to be highly individualized.
Yeah.
Are we talking heavy stims just like a high dose of caffeine? Are you throwing in stuff like DMHA, urea-gerensis, isopropyl norepinephrine, hygenamine, hordenine, all these other kind of things? If you got all that stuff going on in there, that's going to make it a little bit different issue, because some of those have vasoconstrictive properties, some of those have alpha-2 adrenergic abilities, which could affect blood pressure and those kind of things. So that might have the lightheaded feelings going on that way.
Interesting.
Skimmer just seems like a far better price energy drink alternative, but some people will pay more for fizzy cans. Yeah, and I would agree with that. That is the convenience of having an RTD versus having to carry a shaker bottle, measure out a scoop, shake it up, and do all of that stuff. It's just different strokes for different folks. Is there an ingredient you always steer clear from?
That's a great question. Like if it has it, you're like, no.
I mean, there are certain ingredients I think are dog shit ingredients, and I will never recommend putting them in a supplement. L-glutamine, microencapsulated L-glutamine, S7. What are some HMB? I think those are all just dog shit ingredients, especially the way they're marketed. The jury is still out, I think, on Baeba. We've got some mice studies showing it might enhance, some fat oxidation pathways and stuff like that. I'm not sold on it 100%. I'm waiting for some more human data on it. Regular L-arginine is garbage. Nitrosigine, which is an inositol stabilized form of arginine, has good clinical data behind it. Regular L-arginine is garbage. Creatine ethyl ester is garbage. Creatine MagnaPower, as a magnesium source, it's fine, but as a creatine source, again. What else? Beetroot powder, I think, is another overrated supplement, because the amount of nitrates that are actually contained within beetroot are so infinitesimal. You would have to take like 15 to 30 grams of actual beetroot powder to get any kind of efficacious amount of actual nitrates. And at that point, you might as well get beetroot juice or supplement with nitrates. So don't just steer clear of beetroot powder. And you see the little 500 milligram dose that's in most pre-workouts. It's doing jack shit. It's not doing anything.
What's the thing you said that our body is never lacking unless you're like sunburnt or like
glutamine?
Oh, okay, you already said it.
Yeah, glutamine. Yeah, glutamine's not going to do anything.
I just remember you always say that.
Yeah, anybody trying to sell you glutamine is really just trying to steal your money. Laxogenin, I'm not a huge believer in. It's a plant steroid or a plant alkaloid that is responsible for some of the growth promoting properties in plants. And it was believed that there were these ancient Russian studies showing it increased muscle protein synthesis by 200%. Nobody's ever found this data. It's never been studied in humans. It might have some anti-stress benefits and be an adaptogen of sorts, but it's not going to magically increase protein synthesis to any meaningful degree. From a stimulant standpoint, I'm not a big fan of isopropyl norepinephrine. I was just talking with another brand owner today that was looking for a replacement for 2-amino-5, which is the DMHA. And he was discussing his experiences with isopropyl norepinephrine, and he said it made him sleepy. I've never noticed anything big from it. Maybe it was the dose I was using, maybe it wasn't. And another ingredient that's kind of glitchy for me is dynamine from Compound Solutions. I like teacrine a lot. I like regular caffeine. Dynamine, it's just one of those things that doesn't work really well for me. I don't respond really well to it. So yeah, those are the ingredients that I'm very weary of in various forms, and depending on what their applications are, whether you think some of them are good, some of them are not. Two ingredients that I'm always a fan of: lion's mane and neurofactor.
What, and the olive thing?
Olive leaf extract is good for general health, also for lipid profiles, blood pressure. Grapeseed extract has a bunch of really cool benefits as well. I like grapeseed a lot as far as liver protection, cognitive protection, blood flow. Yeah, all the good stuff. Veggie powder supplements.
Wait, the one I like, Glaxon, tastes really good.
Glaxon Super Greens is good, but I mean, it's got some probiotics in there. It's got it's got their mushroom blend in it.
The mushroom and the probiotics give it more of a thumbs up-ish.
Yeah.
Robert thinks you should just eat more vegetables, Park.
Yeah.
Robert doesn't want you to eat the veggie supplements.
It's not going to replace what you get from actual whole foods, because you don't know the degree of processing that they go to or the means of processing and manufacturing. So they hot processed, cold processed, and the dehydration process is going to cause some of loss of vitamins, minerals, other essential nutrients. You might get some good things in there, some other polyphenols and antioxidants, maybe some chlorophyll, which could help with the phase 2 liver detoxification enzymes and promote liver health and help detoxify the body a little bit. but we really
Robert just
don't
likes
have enough.
vegetables.
Yeah, I'd rather you get your micros from fruits, veggies, whole grains, all those kind of good stuff.
Robert's a big meat eater. I just want to start off by saying that. But he probably eats like, 14 servings of vegetables or fruits a day?
Yeah.
He eats a lot of fruits and vegetables, but he's a meat eater, but he eats a lot of vegetables.
Well, that's why Steve and I get this on our lives that we do every Friday on the Massive Iron channel, is that the guy says meat or plant-based diet, and I'm thinking
he does both.
I eat a plant-based diet because it is rich in fruits, vegetables, but I also eat meat. Both things have benefits to offer. So why does it have to be one or the other? And plant-based isn't plant only. We need to, so all the vegan.
We're water-based. We're 70% water.
Right.
Does that mean I'm water?
Yeah. So the vegan zealots out there that are beating the plant-only drum, it's not plant-based eating. That's plant only. Vegan is plant only.
Yeah. So stop saying based.
Yeah. I mean, my diet is based around plants, but it also includes
Eat
animal
steak.
products. Yeah. I still get
Chicken,
160, 170 grams of protein each day from animal foods. And then I don't count any of my plant protein in my actual daily protein intake. It's all from animal
Can you
sources.
imagine how much protein you can give you do that?
Yeah, but the thing with plants is they got other things that maybe conflict with, plants aren't as bioavailable from protein sources. And so check out an article I did on the Supplement Engineer site that compared animal protein blends versus plant protein blends, and still showed that even when you match for total amino acid content, total protein content, total leucine content, whey protein still kicks the shit out of
get that
proteins.
steak.
Yeah.
Get that steak.
So veggie powder supplements, you can check out Morphogen's green supplement. You can check out Core Nutritional's green supplement. Check out Glaxon's green supplement. I'm not a big believer in green supplements. If it's better than nothing.
I like it when they taste good.
Greens, but make sure you get enough.
I like it when they taste good.
Yeah. Estrogen, a proven way.
That's a good question.
In science, nothing is ever really proven.
That's a thing with me. There's no such thing as a scientific fact. There's a scientific theory. Nothing can be proven true when you use inductive reasoning or the scientific method. Only math can be proven true. Sorry.
The official claims way of stating this is that estrogen, or the patented complex of astragalus and panax noda ginseng, does have data showing that it can increase absorption. Yes, data indicates, data suggests that estrogen can improve absorption of certain things like B vitamins, certain minerals, certain amino acids like creatine, arginine, citrulline, those kind of things. So yeah, I think it's good. Just like BioPerine, but BioPerine works via a different mechanism, and estrogen also has some stuff improving gut health as well. And combining the two is kind of a unique way to target increased bioavailability and absorption. So yeah, I think it's good, and it's a low cost ingredient. It's a really small dose, 50 milligrams. So yeah, if you can put it into a supplement, why not? Microencapsulated S7. Yeah, that's like double squared dog shit right there. So many dog shit out there, huh? Yes.
Yeah, Robert's picky. If we haven't established this yet,
super
he is. You know, in fact, I don't think he should eat a burger at a lot of restaurants.
Yeah.
He will be like, I think I want the burger, babe. Don't get the burger. Because he likes his burger like rare.
Medium rare.
Like medium rare.
Yeah.
Like actually medium rare. Nobody ever cooks at medium rare. It's like a fancy place. So he tries to go to some like Hat Creek or something. He's like, I'm going to get a burger. But you're not getting a burger here. You're not going to like it.
Yeah, so I just cook my own
Get
stuff.
a salad.
Yeah, there are a ton of overhyped, overrated ingredients out there. Ingredients you think are underrated and overrated. Overrated.
Named them.
Glutamine, HMB. What else was I going?
S7?
S7, yes, thank you. Dihydroberberine. I think the marketing around dihydroberberine has gotten really blown out of proportion, saying it's 5 times better than berberine. Well, it's all on animals right now, and they're saying it's 5 times better than regular berberine. But we actually have data in humans showing that berberine is just as effective, if not more so, than metformin, which is commonly prescribed for type 2 diabetics. So in that case, I think the marketing hype, I want to see some more human data on dihydroberberine, because the interesting thing is that in the body, when you ingest dihydroberberine, it's converted back into berberine in the gut, and then reconverted back into dihydroberberine. So it's interesting.
Okay. What about underrated? You've been bashing things. Let's be positive for once, Robert.
Neurofactor, lion's mane, 2 of my favorite nootropics. These are highly underrated. From a rhodiola, I'm surprised that I don't see more pre-workouts in that, because we have actual exercise data in humans showing that it's effective for improving performance and delaying the onset of fatigue.
Let's get that rhodiola, people.
Beta-alanine, hugely overrated.
Overrated
for the target to which it is marketed and most widely used, which is pre-workout supplements for the gym-going crowd. Nobody receives benefit from it. Creatine for cognitive health, I think, is an underrated aspect of creatine
people just think
supplementation.
muscle.
Right. What else?
As I've said before, could a 15-year-old take creatine?
Yes, I would have no issue giving it to my. I mean, when our halfling is 10 years old, I would have no issue giving it to her. What?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
good to know. Get you your creatine. Everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, you give me your creatine. She's gonna become too buff, which isn't a thing for girls. By the way.
Other overrated ingredients. I'm gonna address an overrated trend that's in the industry. CBD. I definitely think CBD is overrated. I've tried it in multiple things. I never felt anything from it.
I just like that it's CBD.
Yeah, it's more marketing hype than anything. Overrated trends, throwing L-theanine and KSM-66 ashwagandha. I love KSM-66 ashwagandha by itself.
Okay.
It doesn't have any place in a pre-workout, in my opinion. It's going to be a calming ingredient. It's going to help modulate stress and stuff. Same thing with theanine. If you're putting theanine into a pre-workout to tame the stimulants and give better focus, lower the stimulant profile.
There you go.
Or put in some other nootropics to enhance focus and then dial back the caffeine. I think that's dumb. Overrated, underrated. L-ornithine is kind of a cool amino acid that doesn't get talked about a lot. It's been shown, I believe it's 400 milligrams of L-ornithine, which has been shown to increase the cognitive enhancing effects of caffeine by something like 8 hours, which is really cool. It's also got some unique properties in regards to alcohol metabolism, which could improve the buzz of that without the negative side effects of it. Yeah. So yeah.
Have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly. So you do that with some mango peel extract, which has been shown to inhibit the conversion of alcohol, ethanol, to acetaldehyde, which is the toxic byproduct of it. It makes it go into acetate, which can then be used for energy production and excreted.
Turn alcohol into energy, people. My pre-workout is rum. All right.
Delayed release caps.
So you like that, right?
It kind of unload. Yeah, it depends on the ingredient. Certain ingredients you won't need that, but from other ones, it would delay the release of the payload to get it once it gets past, the critical spots in the GI system where it can maybe get broken down.
Yeah.
I think they could be useful. It's ingredient specific.
Yeah.
It also depends, what's the price? How much does it cost to do a DR cap versus a regular cap? And how much does that impact the consumer?
What's it worth? Opportunity costs, people.
Sauerkraut and kefir for probiotics, or are there better things to eat? Any kind of fermented food are great for probiotics. Kimchi is really good. Yogurt is good for probiotics as well.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah. I think any kind of fermented food, pickles, regular pickles, if they're made really well, like if you get some local pickles from a farmer or something.
My pickles?
I don't remember.
My HEB pickles?
Listen, people. TJ, my man, what is up? We just finished reviewing a bunch of one bars that we got off the deal.
He's a salty.
Yeah.
They be salty.
At the end, he's a little bit late to the party, just a little bit.
Oh, look, you got all these people. Wait, I want to know more about sauerkraut. I love hot dogs with sauerkraut.
Pre-alkaline, yes. Totally overrated, dog shit ingredient, not worth these at all. Don't waste on it. It's not been shown to be more effective than creatine in any way, shape, or form. Just avoid it. Bingo. Yeah, it's dog shit. Thank you, TJ. Appreciate the support, my brother. Eat chicken or beef daily with olive oil. Going to throw in 3 boiled eggs 5 days a week. Bread only once a week.
I mean, I don't think you have to do the bread only once a week. But
no, I mean, you can do bread a couple of times a week. I mean, there's nothing wrong with bread.
Is it good bread? Is it focaccia? Is it sourdough? No, but let's make it good. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, that focaccia?
Hica, that's another metabolite of leucine. So leucine is the king of the amino acids. It's the anabolic trigger that ignites muscle protein synthesis in the body. And you need somewhere in the range of 2.5 to 3.5 grams of L-leucine to maximally stimulate muscle protein synthesis at every feeding.
Every feeding?
Every feeding or every meal.
You made us sound very not human by saying that.
Yeah. Well,
at every feeding of the human. Wait, go back to the food that guy was eating.
Hold on. This is supplement related.
I was interested in his food.
Hica, it's not studied enough It's expensive, and I don't really think it's worth it, especially if you're consuming enough protein each day. Most of the studies on these individual amino acids that are showing increased lean body mass or superior lean body retention in a dieting phase are when these subjects are consuming low carbohydrate diets, low calorie diets, and typically low protein diets as well. So obviously, if you're jacking 40 grams of additional amino acids into you, or something like HICA, which has anti-catabolic properties, I still think it's substandard to leucine, because leucine, you're getting everything, and it's eventually going to get broken down into HICA in your body anyway. So I would tap the brakes on HICA, even though it's got 1 or 2 studies showing benefit. It's not worth it if you got regular leucine.
Were the people fit, or were the people not in shape?
Yeah, the study I believe was in soccer players.
Okay, that's good, because that's important too, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so what was you wanted to talk about Heinz Krupps?
That's the guy that said that he gets lightheaded, right?
Maybe.
Is that the guy that said he got lightheaded? When he eats really high stim things, he gets lightheaded?
Yeah, but that's really who says then eat chicken or beef daily. I don't know if that wouldn't have an effect on anything.
Well, you should read them when they come in and not wait till.
Read on science can never really be settled. Would it be beneficial for someone not on PEDs to take TUDCA, such as from Leviathan? Before anybody really started taking TUDCA, that's usually if your liver enzymes are elevated and you have impaired liver function. If you have an otherwise normal, healthy functioning liver, there's not going to be much benefit, at least from what I've gathered, for TUDCA supplementation. It's super expensive. Finding quality versions of it are, not the easiest thing to do. So, yeah. But if you're somebody that, uses PEDs, drinks heavily, or uses a lot of other substances, you might want to check out TUDCA. But for a normal person, I don't really see the benefit. Well, if you're holding it constantly.
I'm not holding it constantly. I mean, I'm just normal.
I got all asking about how much Phenibut you consider safe. Well, remember when I did the Somatamax review, when I wrote the article on it eons ago, there was somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 grams of Phenibut in there, which is a synthetic form of GABA. So regular GABA is the primary inhibitory neurotransmitter in the body. And TJ's getting all hot and bothered with my science speak right now. We covered that on Saturday. He's getting all
Robert gets very techie, and he acts like everybody knows who's talking. He says it casually, like,
oh no, I was saying TJ was getting, he was having some action go down below his pants is what we were getting at. He was getting a little excited, aroused by my science speak.
Men.
Synthetic form of GABA that's shown across the blood-brain barrier. Regular GABA does not, according to some data, not cross the blood-brain barrier, supplemental GABA, but there's still data showing that it improves sleep quality and sleep latency, so how fast you get to sleep at night.
Got it.
Phenibut is you can get by with a shorter dose. I don't know if you need 1 to 3 grams. Some people actually use that as a nootropic, similar to theanine, to kind of take the edge off, fight anxiety and stress. The issue with that is that high doses of it can lead to tolerance, lead to habituation, and has some really nasty withdrawal symptoms and can actually lead to insomnia.
That's terrible. I wouldn't take it ever. If it leads to insomnia or addiction potentially, it's on my no-no list. No, thank you.
TJ, after our halfling was born and I needed to get sleep to function the next day to work with it.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, just stop. I would take some super heavy doses of that. I took a full scoop of it, and I would never use it more than 1 day in a row. I'd use it maybe 3 days a week or something. I don't sleep well anyway, so that's why.
When the halfling was born, I did everything at night in a different bedroom. I wasn't even near you. Was it my fault we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment? Oh my God, I was the nicest freaking wife. And you have the audacity to say when the halfling was born, I couldn't sleep. Mother fricker, you weren't doing anything at night. I gave you
Did I blame you for anything? I was just saying I always had trouble sleeping. How is that a knock on you? It's not. I just say I'm a light sleeper. I even have trouble sleeping now.
Okay, I mean, it's fine, whatever. But I did everything.
How much I consider safe, the amount that is in Somatamax, which is 2 to 3 grams, I would be very cautious with doing that. I wouldn't make that a habitual supplement. There are too many negative downside drawbacks to regular habitual Phenibut use for me to recommend using copious amounts of it daily. So, 300 to 500 milligrams occasionally, sure. Yeah, she
I did everything.
Yeah.
I let him sleep It is not my fault. We had a small apartment. Okay. Thank you. So it wasn't the guy.
No.
Thank you.
Just came back. Sorry, I'm working from. Hey, man, you don't need to apologize. We're just glad you made it.
We were just curious.
Robert just wished Sandy got excited when Robert speaks. Yeah, you know.
We won't get into what excites Sandy. That's secret.
Oh, God. All right.
Our private life is private.
For a reason, yes. All right.
Oh my God.
Last call for questions, guys, because it is 5:45. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. To recap everything, we did a tasting panel of the One bars that we purchased through Fitness Deal site. TJ, keep those deals rolling, my man. We're getting more and more protein bars by the week, and we might have more protein bars than actual supplements soon enough, but that's all good. We did review.
Hooligan.
We did our full review of.
I'm drinking the strawberry margarita tomorrow because it's good.
And that full review will probably be uploaded in the next couple of days. I'll extract it from this for people that don't want to watch the entire live to see what's going on with that. And last call for questions, because outside of that, you are gonna have to.
I gotta go pick up the.
Rolling.
Gotta go pick up the girl that kept him up all night when she was a baby. We didn't do anything. So.
And as I mentioned at the beginning, I am accepting applications for the new permanent co-host for these Wednesday live Q&As because Sandy is about to be indisposed permanently. And thank you guys as always for tuning into these. We really appreciate you joining us for these. Keep your comments, questions, quips, queries, and I can't think quandaries coming in the coming weeks. We thank you for this. Like, comment, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we do this every Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So we need to find out more about the lightheaded person.
Say, brother, I'm the lightheaded person.
Yeah, he's the lightheaded person.
All right, well then, yeah.
We need to find out more.
We'll discuss cream on her about why your high stimulants are giving you that, and then we will be at it, guys. So thank you for joining us, and have a great rest.